Yo, internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Jongravesshow Show. Final Fantasy VII Remake episodes are the size of full-fledged games, and sort of looking at that sentence and title, you would honestly expect those to sort of only be the length of a maybe like a 10-hour, 20-hour game or something like that, especially since you still have to consider all of these games to be RPGs. So the idea is still there of saying, well, now this game, it probably could be bigger than what it actually is. And that's something that I would like to think is an actual possibility for all of the Final Fantasy games. Now we don't know how many pretty much iterations of this split in which that they're trying to actually put out. We don't know if it's supposed to be like 3 discs, if it's at least the equivalent of a 3 discs of 3 series of games, or 4 series of games, or 5. But as far as what I know, though, is that they really don't want to change anything up in this pre-existing story, or at least that they don't want to add too much. And believe me, the conversations of people like who love Final Fantasy VII, these things are fucking ongoing from people out there who are still fucking pissed that they did change the battle system, all the way to people out there who are actually speculating how actually long can this game be? You know, like, how long can the story actually be before it actually turns into a problem? And what I mean by that is that you can read the article and sort of hear what Tatsuya Nomura pretty much has to say all about this, but still, the question in which that I really want to ask is that if this is supposed to be a thing, especially since just about every single person out there who always looks at this at first glance and say that this can be a multi-episode thing, they always say like that there's the Midgar story and there's something else and blah blah blah. But honestly, I always say this, and I'm like, splitting up the story in a very logical way, it's honestly a reason as to why the first disc of Final Fantasy VII stopped when fucking Eris or Aerith died. You can honestly see why that happened, because there was a lot of shit to cover in that first disc. And not only looking at that though, of saying that this game can be 50 hours, you really gotta ask the question, is that gonna be the argument that which people use to sort of say about Ground Zeroes when they said that game was about 20 hours and most people completed it in like a half hour? So pretty much you gotta ask the question there of saying like, well, are you saying that they're just going to give you like a main story and then everything else is just going to be a whole bunch of add-on shit and stuff like that, in which that they say that it's 30 hours of gameplay because you can spend about 50 hours, say 30, 40, 50 hours just reading all this extra shit and doing all these like secret dungeons and shit that they release into the game? Or is this going to be like a full-fledged story of them saying like, okay, you do the reactor parts, and then after the reactor parts, you like you do the Shinra and the Shinra Mansion invasion, and then you do all the rest of that other shit, and it's gonna end like at the same point. Because honestly, again, since that this is a conversation which will never end until they actually release this game and they actually give us some type of idea as to what they want to do with it, the only real question to remain is like, well, we're not at this point, the episodic releases something that we can't fucking escape. But honestly, the question is, where are they going to stop, and how much of this are they going to present to us, which they want to present as brand new material? Because if they want to do the whole thing of throwing in the Crisis Core stuff, that would also be interesting. But then you also have to ask the question of, if they do that, then that could probably be like a disc like in itself, and that's not even talking about the Crisis Core stuff. That's also talking about like the whole Wu-Tai War and stuff like that. So that is something to sort of understand. But till then, that is what I have to say about that. I'll catch you on the next Jongravesshow Show. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. And yes, I know that some of the Wu-Tai War was also fought in Crisis Core. So yes, I do know that. But I'll catch you next time on the next Jongravesshow Show. I'm out. Hey internet, how's it going? I'm Batman, and I'm here to tell everybody to go ahead and check out this little book right here. It's called Ibarra. It's by my friend Deshaun R. Smith, and my book is in the back. My book is called Noir Prophecy, along with our crazy little collaboration book, Music of Dragon Warriors. and you can read the first introduction, or like you can read the introduction, the first few pages of it, and go ahead and check it out and show us some support and love. I'll leave a link down there in the description for it. Also, if you like this video, please go ahead and click over there and go ahead and click on the link. It'll take you right to my last video. I'll see you next time on the next John Graves Show. Please keep watching. I'm gonna keep playing video games, and remember, I'm Batman.